new number tonight from co-founder Jess Barillas.
Hi, David. Since coming on your show, we actually received a $5,000 donation from Lowe's, which was tremendous. We were able to buy enough wood for 100 more desks.
And in Santa Fe, New Mexico, David Gunter and the Community Desk Project. After our report.
Hi, David. I can't tell you how wild things have been since the segment first aired.
Volunteers across America, all for students like Julian and Marcos Ariano.
Thank you.
Mom Joanne, grateful.
Without these desks made for us, I don't think we could have made all the fun learning possible and manageable.
Let's keep this going. It sure matters. I'm David Muir. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
KITV4's Malika Dudley, weekends on Good Morning Hawaii.
Coming up on KITV4 Island News at 6, a drastic drop in active cases over the weekend. What the Lieutenant Governor says this could mean for inter-island travel.
Plus, getting people back to work one class at a time. Honolulu's mayor sharing his newest plan to revitalize the city's economy.
And businesses on the Valley Isle banking on federal money to survive. How they're changing their business models to pull them through the coronavirus crisis.
The news starts right now.
Now, from Honolulu for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News.
Well, less than 100 new cases of COVID-19 reported today.
The Department of Health reports 90 new infections across the state, all of them on Oahu. 3 cases were also removed from the count on Oahu. According to DOH, it's been several months since the state reported no new infections on the neighbor islands. No new fatalities were reported, and the death toll stays at 132. Now, across the state, 1,826 cases are presumed active. Lieutenant Governor Josh Green today said the amount of active coronavirus cases across the state reported by the Department of Health shows the pandemic in Hawaii may not be as bad as previously thought. So will the state reopen inter-island travel? KITV4's Annalisa Burgos asked that question today. She joined us live in studio tonight. Annalisa.
Yeah, good evening, Mika. The state's COVID-19 response team uses data from the health department to determine restrictions. And today we confirmed that they were actually working off information that was a month or more out of date. Dr. Green calls the latest report good news. Today, the Department of Health reports under 2,000 active cases. Last Friday, the number was alarming, about 6,300. Also today, the number of people released from isolation stands at 10,215. That's double what was reported on Friday. The decrease indicates thousands of people suddenly recovered. The Lieutenant Governor believes drastic changes reflect the health department catching up, clearing the backlog.
They were short-staffed, severely short-staffed under the previous administration and leadership. A lot of those individuals had been released and had gotten calls, but they were updating a lot of their systems.
Last month, Health Department whistleblower Jennifer Smith told KITV4 entering data into an antiquated system is one of the reasons they fell behind. The Lieutenant Governor says the low number of active cases makes a strong case for also reopening inter-island travel on October 15th.
We'll let the mayors decide. I think that overall, though, one standard for the whole state would be better as long as it's safe. And I personally believe with these lower numbers of cases, of active cases, to your point, it's good to know that we have fewer active cases and our hospital rate is down about 50%.
Officially, though, he hasn't seen plans from any mayor, but he does believe testing can be made available for inter-island travelers.
I've been tracking the 10-day trends and the 7-day trends. So that's a little bit more accurate because you can see exactly what the percent positivity rate is without a lot of variation. And also the number of cases and the hospital numbers.
He expects more details to be announced on Thursday.
CVS, Walgreens, Kaiser, Hawaiian Airlines, United Airlines, also Quest Laboratories, all have come on board, which means a lot of different opportunities for people to get tests. And I expect that we'll start with maybe 4,000 or 5,000 passengers a day, and it'll ramp up to maybe 8,000 a day.
Now, the LG clarified that children under 5 years old will not need to be tested, and the state is working to offer more testing options. A spokesperson from the Department of Health said Saturday's data update is part of efforts to redesign procedures to improve case investigations and contact tracing. Live in studio, Annalisa Burgos, KITV4 Island News. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Annalisa. Well, the state's pre-travel testing program launches in 17 days, allowing out-of-state travelers to skip the mandatory 14-day quarantine if they get that negative test for COVID-19 before they board the plane. Hawaii Pacific Health CEO Raymond Vara today told lawmakers the state now has 286 contact tracers, more than the recommended number to help stop the spread of the virus. He believes at least 80% of infected travelers will be identified before they reach the islands.
From the disease investigation, or what we have formerly called contact tracing, I think we've made good strides. That doesn't mean as the traveler population continues to grow that we won't need to continue those efforts. But I think we're in a much better place than we were just a few weeks ago.
Navarro also says more than 10,000 tests a day are being conducted across the state.
Our Kauai Incident Management Team is committed to providing a post-arrival testing program for incoming arrivals to Kauai. We have floated a proposal to state leadership in an effort to have a program up and running by October 15th.
New tonight, Kauai County Mayor Derek Kawakami is proposing a new way of getting visitors back to the Garden Isle, completely separate from the state's pre-travel testing program. Kawakami says it's a work in progress and the county is still working on final details. Compared to the same time last year, the Hawaii Tourism Authority reports a visitor drop of about 98% in the month of August. It's down from 926,000 before the COVID-19 pandemic to just over 22,000. That number includes more than 20,000 visitors from the continental U.S., only 220 from Japan, and about 100 from Canada.
Well, to assist people who have lost their jobs during this pandemic, the city and county of Honolulu is using $3 million in CARES Act money to help. 2,000 residents changed their careers. The program is called Oahu Back to Work, and it offers classes in everything from healthcare to transportation and construction.
All eligible Oahu residents can participate. We're particularly targeting people whose lives have been disrupted either through loss of hours, furloughs, or complete layoffs.
Now, right now it is for Oahu only, but UH President David Lassner says he's interested in trying to expand it to neighbor islands as well. To sign up, we have a link for you on our website, KITV.com. Well, struggling businesses on Maui are expecting a $5 million boost to help them survive this COVID-19 pandemic. KITV4's A'ali'i Dukalo is live in the newsroom tonight. And A'ali'i, they're banking on that federal CARES Act money, and this really could not have come at a better time, right?
Yeah, Tom, it's called the Adaptability Fund because it's meant to help business owners do just that. It's grant money to help expand online marketing and sales. A local salsa maker sees it as a new beginning for his embattled company.
I felt like we've been dragging on and dragging on.
Maui resident Eric Cruz says he and his wife had been collecting unemployment for months. Together, they own and operate Salsa Cruz, and they rely heavily on tourists. Most of their product is sold at ABC stores and hotels.
We started up last year, but we didn't get any shelves until the beginning of this year.
That's when the pandemic hit, and within a month of the first statewide shutdown, they pulled their salsa off the shelves.
After that month, we're just like, we don't know when the island's going to open up, and we're just taking a hit.
Months later, Salsa Cruz still hasn't made its way back into stores. Cruz hopes the grant money will help turn things around. Leslie Wilkins, president of the Maui Economic Development Board, the organization administering the grants, says prior funding helped businesses stay afloat, but funding this time, she hopes, will help businesses outlast the pandemic.
To help businesses retool and restructure their operations to adapt to what looks like is a long-term changed economic environment.
Locally owned nonprofit and for-profit businesses, as well as independent contractors, musicians, and artists qualify. Recipients will receive between $5,000 and $25,000 to help them go virtual. If he gets it, Cruz says he plans to use the funds to ship product both inter-island and to the U.S. continent.
As long as we can go direct to consumer, I mean, there's really no limits to what we can do.
Says about 50 businesses have submitted applications for funding. For more information about the program that launched last Friday, check our website, KITV.com. A'ali'i Duklo, KITV4 Island News.
A'ali'i, thank you. The Department of Public Safety started mass testing at jails on the neighbor islands today, starting with the staff at Kauai Community Correctional Center. All 53 results did come back negative. Staff at the Halawa Correctional Facility will also be tested this week. A total of 455 inmates and staff members at correctional facilities across the state have tested positive for the virus since the outbreak first started. Only 65 remain active.
New tonight, special agents with the Attorney General's office arrested 30-year-old Kimbra Janes for allegedly breaking the state's mandatory 14-day quarantine. Investigators say she traveled back to Oahu on September 17th, and they were notified that she left her Ala Moana condo last Friday to go shopping. Her bail has been set at $2,000. And we have continuing daily coverage of the coronavirus pandemic on air, online, and across social media and at our website, KITV.com. You can also be sure and download our free mobile app to get breaking news updates sent right to your phone.
A semi-truck crashed into 9 vehicles in Windward, Oahu this afternoon. Take a look at this video of the scene just before 1:30 in the middle of the intersection of Kamehameha and Pali Highway. Several vehicles were torn apart from the impacts, leaving debris everywhere. An 11-year-old girl and a 65-year-old man were taken to the hospital in serious condition. 8 other people were involved. None of them were injured.
It just boom, 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 and it hit all the cars in all the different lanes. The timing, had I gone through, he would have hit me. It was terrifying.
That's Joni Kamiya, a witness. She says the speeding truck owned by West Pacific International ran a red light. We called the moving company for comment, but have not yet received a response.
Honolulu police arrested a 21-year-old man in connection to a deadly shooting in Nanakuli.
2 more men are still on the run. Honolulu police opened a second-degree murder investigation after a 28-year-old man was shot and killed along Hakimo Road just before 10 in the morning. Now, according to HPD records, that man got into an argument with one of the suspects and was later pronounced dead at the scene. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. A 49-year-old man is in serious condition after he was stabbed near the airport right around 2 o'clock this morning. Honolulu Emergency Services reports that it happened near Kakoi Street and Kamehameha Highway. The man was treated on scene and then transported to the hospital.
All right, take a look at your screen. This week's Crime Spotter is new tonight. Honolulu police looking for 50-year-old Charles Unaite. He's wanted on a $20,000 bench warrant. He was convicted of stealing from a car in Waikiki back in 2015, and he has 34 prior convictions.
And HPD is also looking for 39-year-old Wade Lapanig, also wanted on $20,000 bench warrant for failing to comply with the terms of his probation. He was convicted of using a fake check back in December of 2013 and has 1 prior conviction. If you have any information on either suspect, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers at 955-8300. A live look outside tonight. Sunny for Honolulu before the day comes to an end, but leeward spots could see more clouds tomorrow.
Yeah, you can already see those clouds creeping in there. And KITV4 meteorologist Paul Drews is here to explain in our first forecast.
Well, our trade winds will be dropping off, and instead our weather will turn into a sea breeze pattern. That will send in more clouds and possibly even some showers to leeward areas in the afternoon. Let's take a look at what's happening with our winds. For today, light easterly winds for most of the state, but for tomorrow, those winds will become light and variable. As the islands warm up, what happens is because land heats up faster than the water, we get rising air over land, a little bit cooler air over the water. And that rising air helps to create some clouds over the islands, and we also see some winds blowing in off of the ocean, sea breezes. And so what happens is we have this sea breeze pattern as the islands heat up each day, and that could bring in more of those clouds and possibly even some showers to upslope areas. We typically see that for parts of the Big Island, and as we head over to the Big Island right now, a look at the windward side of the island. Scattered clouds moving into Hilo. It was on the sunny side just before the sun went down. On satellite imagery, you can see the afternoon clouds developing over the leeward side of the Big Island, and with our light winds and sea breeze pattern, we'll see that for leeward areas of each of the islands. We saw that here on Oahu, and in addition to the clouds, we also saw some afternoon showers developing over the leeward side of the island. We could see some more of those in the forecast for tomorrow. Here's how our Tuesday should shape up. A few morning showers for windward and Malca areas, then partly cloudy skies, while leeward sections will start things off on the sunny side, then a partly cloudy afternoon and a warm one as well. And we'll talk temperatures coming up a little bit later in the newscast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Paul. Controversy over President Trump's tax returns.
Yeah, coming up on KITV4 Island News at 6, allegations he didn't pay enough. Has it affected his race to stay in the White House?
And still ahead, the candidates for Commander-in-Chief prepare to face off in tomorrow's scheduled first presidential debate. We'll be right back.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Yes, mornings may look different these days, but where you start your day,
where you get connected to everything that's happening.
And face it, there's a whole lot happening in our world these days.
And that's why we're here.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Oh, how I love saying that.
Tune in to KITV4 Island News, weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. for Trending Tonight. Don't miss out. Sponsored by Hawaiian Telcom, Hawaii's technology leader.
Rick has always advocated for women in the workplace. For 20 years, Rick has had an open door to me and my colleagues. We brought him tough subjects that needed to reach the public: meth addiction, housing crisis, elder abuse, Native Hawaiian issues. And Rick always found a way to get the truth to the people, and that takes guts. I want a mayor who won't be intimidated, who owes no political favors, and has real heart for the people of Hawaii.
Adversity does not define me.
But my actions do.
Life has changed.
But it's still beautiful. We stand together in our hearts.
So aloha lives until we meet again.
We are Hawaii.
We can beat COVID-19.
Whether you're looking to connect with customers, find new ones, or sell more of your awesome stuff, Constant Contact has powerful email marketing tools and more to help you do more business online. Power on with Constant Contact. Try it free today.
Why O-Cedar? Because when I get home, we like to play crocodile on the floor. O-Cedar Easy Ring removes over 99% of bacteria, even with just water. Easy and truly clean floors. O-Cedar, it feels great to feel at home.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. According to the New York Times, President Donald Trump only paid $750 in federal income tax the year he ran for office, as well as the year he moved into the White House. In a surprise to many people, the commander-in-chief hasn't dropped in the polls. ABC's Karen Travers reports it remains close in both Florida and Arizona, with Joe Biden maintaining a 10-point nationwide lead in their race to the White House.
The race between President Trump and Joe Biden has stayed remarkably stable. With Americans already starting to vote, is President Trump running out of time to gain ground?
Joe Biden leads President Trump 54-44 among likely voters in a new ABC News Washington Post poll, the exact same numbers as in mid-August.
We have gone through epidemiology of a 100-year pandemic, an economy, 75-year economic depression, a 50-year civil and social unrest. Nothing moves. The centrifugal force of the presidential election is how you feel about Donald Trump.
Polling averages show Biden with the largest lead at this point in the race of any presidential candidate since 1996. And with just 36 days until Election Day, the president is once again on the defensive.
It's totally fake news.
The president responding to a bombshell report in the New York Times that he's facing personal debt totaling $421 million and that he paid just $750 in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017. With the first presidential debate Tuesday night, what, if anything, can shake up this stable race?
The debate isn't going to change anything. The debate by now, the majority of people in this country have made up their mind.
In fact, the ABC News Post poll found the universe of uncommitted voters is very small, a net total of 5% of likely voters who can be considered movable. And the clock is ticking. Early voting is already underway in at least 24 states.
Certainly there's going to be a lot of people out here voting, and not just today, but throughout early voting and on election day. So I wanted to get it out of the way.
And that new ABC News Washington Post poll found just 46% of Americans say they plan to vote in person on Election Day. 50% say they plan to vote early or absentee. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Yeah, and of course, tomorrow night is the first debate in the race for the White House at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. This is a look inside tonight. ABC News coverage of the face-off will start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Hawaii time. Tonight, KITV4's D.C. correspondent Matt Knadler reports on all the preparations underway in the Buckeye State.
We're here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, on the joint campus of Case Western Reserve University and the Cleveland Clinic, getting ready for Tuesday night's debate, which is going to take place just a few blocks down from where we are now. We've been in touch with both the Trump and Biden campaigns over the last few days, both of them telling us they're ready to go. The 90-minute debate has seen some changes compared to previous year's debates due to the coronavirus. We're hearing there will be a smaller audience inside, roughly just 200 people for social distancing. Everyone on site, from the audience to us reporters as well, we have to take a COVID-19 test. Now, Fox News' Chris Wallace will moderate on Tuesday, covering 6 topics, including the Biden and Trump records, the looming Supreme Court battle, and the coronavirus. About 15 minutes apiece to keep the conversation moving. And we are also watching to see how the bombshell New York Times report about President Trump's tax records will factor into the debate between the two candidates. Last week, I spoke with Trump campaign press secretary Hogan Gidley and Biden campaign surrogate Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey about what their candidates need to do to consider Tuesday night a victory.
For Donald Trump, whenever he gets a chance to speak directly to the American people without the filter of the mainstream media, it resonates. It's a patriotic, unifying, uplifting message that talks about America's greatness.
Outline his strategy, his plan to create jobs, to create millions of good-paying jobs, and also his plan. He's got a 7-point plan to tackle the virus, and that means he'll be 2 big plans ahead of the president.
The debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll have live coverage for you leading up to the debate, along with live recap and analysis when everything wraps up here from Cleveland. In Cleveland, Matt Knadler, KITV4 Island News.
All right, Matt Knadler on the ground there for us in Cleveland, and he'll be giving us live coverage of the other presidential debates as well leading up to the general election. Right now, the schedule shows October 7th. That one's going to be in Salt Lake City, Utah. October 15th in Miami, Florida. And then on October 22nd in Nashville, Tennessee.
And of course, KITV4 will have continuing coverage of the presidential and local races leading up to the November 3rd general election. We also have a special election section of our website that's on KITV.com. On Twitter today, U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said the 2020 census ends next Monday, not the end of October as previously scheduled. But no reason was given. The census does help determine federal funding for each state. To sign up, there's a link on our website, KITV.com.
Well, a grim milestone. The coronavirus has claimed the lives of more than 1 million people worldwide.
Yeah, the U.S. has the most COVID-19 related deaths out of any country. And now the president is ramping up rapid testing to help stop the spread. Which communities across the country could be getting those tests first?
And back to our island weather. It's still warm out, but the surf season is changing. Coming up soon, right?
Paul's back to talk waves and weather.
Winter waves starting to pick up for this week. I'll show you where the surf will be coming up in your island weather forecast. And speaking of our waters, take a look at this spectacular sight taken at Waimea Bay. Lori spotted this school of yellowtail goatfish as well as a coolie filling the bay. And let's take another live look out over on the windward side of the Big Island. A few clouds around, but a pleasant evening with light winds and still a warm 81 degrees for Hilo just before the sun goes down.
This segment of KITV4 Island News is brought to you by Spectrum Enterprise.
Welcome to the new tomorrow, where the challenges are unpredictable and the demands unreasonable. But one thing we know for sure is still need a network. One that's flexible, reliable, and up for anything. And providing that network is what we're built to do. Spectrum Enterprise.
My opponent and I, we just have different values. Protecting the vulnerable during this pandemic is my highest priority, and I don't think we should criminalize homelessness. I'll actually lead on climate change. But let's be real. A media mogul with no plans saying he'll just hire the right people and that running government is easy, we've seen it before. As mayor, I'll make the changes we need without losing the values that make us special.
Together, Hawaii is moving forward with electric bikes, electric cars, electric buses, and soon our biggest electric vehicle, rail. Hawaiian Electric. Electrifying Hawaii. Empowering our future. Empowering you.
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or this happens, or this, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So switch to Farmers and you could save. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
If my workplace offers UHA health insurance, how do I check if my physician is part of the UHA network?
Where do I go to review my health plan benefits?
Can I order my prescriptions online?
Do you cover telehealth appointments with my doctor?
I'm a business owner. How can I get a quote for UHA health insurance?
At UHA, we're here to make healthcare simple. For all these answers, just go to our website at uhahealth.com.
Our winds will be light, not only for tomorrow, but for the rest of the week. Let's take a look at what's going on with our winds and a look at the forecast for tomorrow. We do have cold fronts moving across the Pacific, and that has helped dig into that ridge of high pressure that would normally be giving us breezy trade winds. Those fronts will continue to keep that ridge of high pressure on the weak side throughout the next few days. So light and variable winds over the islands. Light easterly winds will bring in a few clouds and a few trade showers into windward areas. But as the islands warm up, we will see afternoon sea breezes for leeward sides of the islands. Throughout the day today, light easterly winds blowing in across the state. We talk about those temperatures being warm. Here's a look at the numbers for today. Up into the upper 80s for many spots around the state. Honolulu hitting 90 degrees, while Kahului, the hot spot, getting up to 91 degrees. And we can expect very warm temperatures for tomorrow once again. Here's one of the reasons why temperatures have been so warm. We head over to Hilo, taking a look at this beautiful blue skies and sunny start to the day for Hilo. Thanks to Donna Carey for this island pick. Great day for cooling off in the water with those very warm temperatures. On satellite imagery, not a whole lot of clouds to point out, and upstream of the islands, not a lot of moisture coming our way. Very little in the way of cloud cover, although if you look closely, you can see as the islands warm up, the afternoon clouds developing over leeward sections, and we'll again see that pattern tomorrow. Sunny start to our island weather, giving way to more clouds over those leeward spots. On Doppler radar, again, not a whole lot to point out with very little in the way of cloud cover to the east of us. We are expecting a fairly quiet night, but there may be a few isolated showers, mainly for windward sections in the overnight hours. Leeward spots, they did see the afternoon clouds develop. We'll see those clouds clearing out as things start to cool off. A look at our forecast for tonight. Overall, partly cloudy conditions for windward areas with a few showers overnight. Leeward sections, as I mentioned, clearing out, and that means we'll start off our Tuesday on the sunny side. Sunny skies will give way to partly cloudy conditions for leeward areas as the islands warm up, and we're again expecting temperatures into the upper 80s, maybe reaching that 90-degree mark. As we head out to the water, got a little bit of surf for our eastern shores tomorrow. That's where the waves will be biggest, 3 to 5 footers for our east-facing shores. That is some surf generated from what was Tropical System Lowell over in the eastern Pacific. Meanwhile, south and northern shores in the 2 to 4 foot range, and western beaches just 1 to 3 feet. But northern and western shores will see more waves. A new swell building tomorrow night, peaking on Wednesday, and then another one just a little bit bigger by the end of the week could give us high surf advisory heights for our north and western shores. And speaking of tropical activity, we don't have one in the eastern Pacific, but there is an area of disturbed weather that is very likely going to become the next tropical depression over in the eastern Pacific, not too far from where Lowell was to begin its trek over in the eastern Pacific. So we'll keep an eye on that system. We'll also keep an eye on when those winds will pick back up. We've got light and variable winds with us all the way through Friday. Trade winds, but light trade winds for Saturday building back in by the end of the weekend. And as you can see, temperatures remaining warm as October begins. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Paul. And he mentioned a beautiful day, and workers at one of Oahu's most famous landmarks welcome back visitors today.
That's right. After a month-long shutdown, we'll take you inside the USS Arizona Memorial on day 1 of reopening.
The anticipation, the expectations, the stakes couldn't be higher. Trump-Biden, Debate 1, Tuesday night on ABC, starting with a live event special with the most powerful team in politics. Then the debate, Tuesday night on ABC.
Upgrade your internet with Premier and get whole home Wi-Fi, internet security, and premium tech support. Only from Hawaiian Telcom. Sign up for 500 meg fiber internet and get Premier free for 1 month. When we connect, family happens.
It is a challenging time to open a restaurant. It is how you can adapt during these times that will determine whether you will make it or not. Hawaii National Bank, they are there for us from the beginning. They believed in us.
I protect myself, so I protect you.
I will wash my hands. Keep my distance.
Always wear my mask.
We stand together in our hearts.
So Aloha lives until we meet again.
We are Hawaii. We can beat COVID-19.
Real steel. Find yours. And find what fuels you. Right now, save $50 on the high-performance MS250 chainsaw, only $329.95. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Pick up at over 9,000 local steel dealers. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
Students return to the classroom. You have questions.
How is lunch going to go? How is recess?
We don't stop until you get answers.
It's going to keep fluctuating.
Your source for back-to-school information is KITV4 Island News.
What makes our island special is that we are always there for each other. If we or someone in our home tests positive for COVID, we will keep our community safe by staying home. And when done with isolation or quarantine, we will welcome them back. It's safe after they have recovered. Together, we are strong.
Napiksa tayo amin.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. The Department of Health reported 90 new infections across the state, all of them on Oahu.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, here are our top 4 stories tonight on KITV4 Island News at 6. 3 cases were also removed from that count on Oahu. And buried within the numbers, some good news. According to DOH, that means it's now been several months since the state reported no new infections on any of the neighbor islands. It also reported no new deaths, keeping that number at 132. There have been 12,203 cases reported since late February. 1,826 right now are presumed active.
The state's seen a drastic drop in the number of active cases over the weekend, going from more than 6,300 on Friday to just below 2,000 on Saturday. Lieutenant Governor Josh Green said that could mean the situation in the islands may not be as bad as previously thought. He said it could also mean reopening the state to more activities.
The city and county of Honolulu is offering free job training to get more residents back to work. It's using about $3 million in federal CARES Act money to help about 2,000 people change their careers during this pandemic. The Oahu Back to Work program offers classes in everything from healthcare to hospitality. For more information, you can just head to our website, KITV.com.
And a semi-truck crashed into 9 vehicles at the intersection of Kamehameha and Pali Highway today. Several of the vehicles were torn apart by the impact. An 11-year-old girl and a 65-year-old man are in serious condition. 8 other people were involved. None of them were injured.
In another grim milestone, more than 1 million people have died from COVID-19 around the world. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. Most of those deaths are in the United States, which now tops 205,000. And as the number of new cases across the country continues to rise, the nation's top infectious disease expert is asking people to continue social distancing and mask wearing to protect them from another illness, the flu. ABC's Rena Roy reports.
With more than 1 million COVID-19 deaths globally, here in the U.S., we have the highest death toll out of any other in the country, with more than 204,000 Americans dead from the virus. The nation's top infectious disease expert warning we are headed in the wrong direction.
We very well might start seeing increases in deaths. So we really need to intensify the public health measures that we talk about all the time.
Tonight, the Trump administration ramping up rapid testing.
It really could not be easier than this. This is a very sophisticated little piece of cardboard.
With the most vulnerable communities receiving them first.
We're announcing our plan to distribute 150 million Abbott rapid point-of-care tests. This will be more than double the number of tests already performed.
The U.S. averaging 40,000 cases a day, but some areas are scaling back their shutdowns. Florida's governor essentially lifted most coronavirus restrictions in the state on Friday.
It looks like how it was pre-COVID era.
Many bars there have been packed. Restaurants are also able to operate at full capacity as the state tops 700,000 COVID-19 cases and 14,000 deaths. 33 states and Puerto Rico are battling a rising number of infections. Authorities in New York City threatening to lock down some neighborhoods in Brooklyn and Queens because of a recent surge in cases. This as more than 500,000 students head back to in-person learning there tomorrow, after the date was already pushed back twice. Governor Andrew Cuomo says the state will be closely monitoring testing numbers in public schools.
We know that children can be infected and can be in a dangerous situation. We want to get them back into school, but we want to do it safely.
And that's probably a smart idea, with Dr. Fauci saying Americans need to be extra careful when the weather gets colder and flu season kicks in. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
More people are traveling across the country, but passenger volumes are still pretty low compared to before the pandemic. As ABC's Mandy Gaither reports, things could get even worse for the travel industry in the next couple of days.
When the federal government bailed out the airline industry earlier this year, it barred layoffs, involuntary furloughs, and pay cuts for employees. But those restrictions expire October 1st.
This clock has been ticking all summer long.
Airlines for America CEO Nick Callio says if airlines don't get more money, it'll not only be detrimental for airline employees, but will also hurt passengers.
There's going to be significant reductions in service. You've already seen a lot of that, but it doesn't affect just small communities. It's small, medium, and large-sized communities. Harder to get flights, harder to go.
CEOs and union leaders joined together last week to plead with Congress for another $28 billion in federal help for the airline industry, saying that 100,000 good-paying airline jobs will be lost this week, including 19,000 furloughs from American Airlines.
I just can't believe that we may not be able to do the right thing simply because our elected officials agreement. We're better than that.
Officials insist that last-minute help from Congress could still keep those job cuts from taking place. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, back here at home, this is something a lot of people have been waiting for. After a month-long shutdown due to the city's emergency order, the USS Arizona Memorial reopened for tours today.
Yeah, there were a handful of visitors. As of this morning, the National Park Service had 19 reservations for tours. There's a limit of 50 people per boat, and everyone must wear masks.
Nobody here, and it allows you that time to really sit with those feelings
and understand what happened without all the hustle and bustle of the crowds. And it's wide open. You're out in the outside, and it's completely safe. I feel like you don't have to really touch anything or be close to people because it's well socially distanced and you kind of have the place to yourself. So it feels really like open and just you have peace with yourself.
My wife and I, we've been here before, and my son had not. And he's 17, and I think showing him history is really important. And he and his friend that's with us, they really enjoyed seeing the history.
The USS Beaufort Submarine Museum and Park, Battleship Missouri Memorial, and Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum remain closed to the public until further notice. Wildfires continue to burn in California.
After the break, a look at the damage being caused overnight. We'll be right back.
Shopping center, let's get up and go. Let's eat, let's shop, let's relax and have some fun today.
Shop at over 47 stores for beauty and health, specialty stores, gifts and clothing, financial and professional services, with restaurants and a supermarket. Join us for Farm Fresh Fridays for your favorite pop-up vendors.
Shopping center, come to relax, make, shop, dine, and have some fun today.
When designing the Honda HR-V LX and Sport, we thought, why not make them adaptable for big stuff and small stuff? And why not nimble? Tight corners kind of nimble. And why not smart? Not just street smart, tech smart. And why not end with a statement that brings it all together? The HR-V.
Beginning with this year's elections, voting gets a whole lot easier.
Your mailbox is your ballot box.
Your ballot packet comes to you in the mail.
But only if you're a registered voter. If you need to register or update your address, do it today at elections.hawaii.gov.
Look for your free Hawaii elections guide in the newspaper or at these locations statewide.
The deadline to register for the general election is October 5th, so don't delay.
Hawaii votes by mail.
Our Oahu locations are now open. To celebrate, we've extended our Labor Day sale. Buy more and save more at Homeworld and find your ideal living room, bedroom, and dining room. Save up to $500 and get 12-month special financing. Shop online at homeworld.com with code HOME. Or visit us in store and get professional insight and quality brands from a locally owned company. Get started on designing your dream home at Homeworld.
This pandemic has had a huge impact on all of us, but it's likely we haven't seen the worst of it yet. We know this disease preys on our kupuna and those most vulnerable in our community. In recent weeks, we've seen a huge increase of COVID cases in our Hawaiian community. As a lahui, we must be maka'ala, we must protect one another, and the time will come where we can return to our luau, our pa'ina, and our kanikapila. Till then, let's be safe and patient.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. Well, on the West Coast, more fires are flaring up in Northern California, adding to the dozens that are already burning across the state. Yeah, that's the Glass Fire that's tearing through several wineries in Napa Valley, scorching more than 11,000 acres. And the Zog Fire in Shasta County burned more than 15,000 acres. That's about 1,000 acres every hour. And the weather conditions aren't helping. They're making it difficult for the crews to control those fires, and it's forcing residents to evacuate.
We left with nothing. I mean, just literally with nothing. And we're so lucky to be alive.
The wind event that we're experiencing, this is fast moving, so we don't have time to go back in to help rescue somebody that decided not to leave, because now you're endangering the firefighters or law enforcement to have to go back to make rescues.
Yeah, definitely thinking of our friends on the West Coast. And meanwhile, a red flag warning is still in effect throughout most of California.
Scary situation out there. Now, meanwhile, further south in Santa Rosa, California, crews are working hard to contain fires, also battling against weather conditions. ABC's Liz Kreutz is in the thick of it from Sonoma County tonight.
It was a long and busy night for firefighters working against the wind to fight the flames burning fast and sporadically through East Santa Rosa.
Unfortunately, the fire did continue to progress as we had anticipated that it may, and it did get in and has burned a number of structures in the area.
Over Overnight, the fire jumped Highway 12. Thousands of residents forced to evacuate. Among them, those living in the Oakmont Senior Living community. Buses were brought in to help transport elderly residents, many still wearing pajamas and, of course, their masks. This morning, the community appeared largely spared, but at least one home on White Oak Drive did catch fire. Crews worked fast and hard to stop it from spreading.
We have active firefights taking place, dozens and dozens of engines and strike teams moving into the area.
Still, crews are stretched thin. The erratic winds fueling unpredictable spot fires like this one on Channel Drive.
This palm tree, there were just a few little flames in it when we first arrived here about 5 minutes ago. Now completely engulfed in flames. Just a symbol of what we're dealing with here in California. This beautiful palm tree destroyed.
Just down the road, Patrick Ryan was one of few people who stayed behind with a hose and even a smile to protect his property.
I'm ready to boogie out whenever it gets, too hectic. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna save my property.
I'm just curious, are you tired? I just feel like a lot of evacuees, for a lot of times, we're resilient, we're going to rebuild, and people are just tired now.
No, I've been through the pandemic. I'm an essential worker, so I've been working, since March in 40-hour-a-day weeks. So this is just okay, on top of everything else, now you have to start doing this. So whatever, I'm game for the fight. Bring it.
I appreciate your positive spirits. Thank you.
It is what it is. We can only be here doing what we can do. It's we're all Californians. Let's just try to do this together.
Yeah, I definitely feel for them, and it just sometimes just feels like 2020 just doesn't let up sometimes.
Can't catch a break sometimes.
Yeah, and that was ABC's Liz Cruz reporting. Meanwhile, back here at home, a big commitment for a small business on Oahu.
How this local brewery is helping people keep safe during the coronavirus crisis. That's coming up after the break on KITV4 Island News at 6.
Don't have to go to extremes to save water. For easy water saving tips, visit boardofwatersupply.com.
It's difficult to be Pono, especially now with everything that is going on. This uncertainty is very hard. Deep down inside, all of us, we have the mana, the haola, the core that strengthens us. Find a safe way to do what you love, what brings you joy. We are resilient. We will get through this and find our new way of life, our new normal. E pilina kako. Together we are connected.
Would you like to enhance your outdoor space? Do you know Carports Hawaii can shade anything you have? Carports, patios, aluminum pergolas, sail fabric, commercial and residential. Carports Hawaii has got you covered. Call us on 808-829-6561 for more information and ideas. Or find us online at carportshawaii.com. Senior and military discounts always available.
Ted, you're a direct diamond importer here in Hawaii. Tell me about the process.
I receive parcels of diamonds from our partners in Israel, the diamond capital of the world. And I have a team of 3 amazing gemologists. This is how we pick the highest quality diamonds with the most sparkle. Then we send these diamonds off to GIA to get certified. By eliminating the middleman and having 3 diamond experts on hand, this is what makes Pacific Diamond Hawaii's #1 choice for buying loose diamonds.
Dancing started its new season with a bang.
Shot right out of a cannon.
And tonight,
Get ready to enter a whole new world into the unknown. It is Disney night.
I am over the moon excited.
Dreams come true in the ballroom.
It's so crazy.
Can you feel me? Can you show me? But the competition,
You guys better watch out for me.
has never been this fierce.
Oh, beware!
Dancing with the Stars Disney Night, live tonight on ABC.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. A small brewery on the windward side of Oahu made a big commitment to be in it together with their community.
Yeah, KTV4's Maleka McDonald talked with the CEO of Lanikai Brewing Company about pivoting part of their business into manufacturing personal protective equipment to help the community.
Down the road from where we started. Tell me how your business
first was impacted by COVID-19 back in February, March?
Oh, man, I mean, I think just like every other local business, we were all just shocked and trying to figure out the best ways that we can navigate through this new uncertain path, making sure that we're protecting our employees and our community members and everybody along the way. And then also, you know, trying to develop plans so when things do open back up, which what we believed back then was 2 to 3 weeks, that we would be in a good position to be able to pull out and get back into business.
You know, we hear the term new normal used a lot, but you actually do have a bit of something new that's going to be normal for your business with a little bit of a help from a grant. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're really thankful to get the HTDC grant for the creating hand sanitizer. So we worked with HTDC when they started rolling out their grant process and looked at what we can do to further support our community. And, you know, brewing and distilling, it's all manufacturing. And we have a lot of overlapping equipment that we can use, and using existing processes that we have in place and the expertise we have in fermentation and distillation, that we can easily be able to produce hand sanitizer in the past and moving into the future, just in case the state's supply chain gets interrupted again, and you know we can be there to meet the needs of our community and our state. So you know we want to definitely have a balance where if we're going to do something for our community like production of hand sanitizer, that we're not there to profit monger and just basically try to make a ton of money on that. There has to be a balance between making sure that our payroll and our raw goods are covered, and also making sure that we're contributing to our community in the best way that we can to make sure that we can all get through this together.
Well, Steve, thanks so much for talking with us.
That was KITV4's Maleko McDonald reporting. Now, thanks to your help, we have raised more than $66,000 for our Ho'okupu or our giving campaign. It's a partnership that we have with Helping Hands Hawaii to use that money to buy grocery store gift cards for families who need them right now. And if you'd like to be a part of the effort, head over to KITV.com/give. Well, celebrations in Tampa Bay, Florida tonight after the Lightning won the Stanley Cup today.
Yeah, it's the first National Hockey League playoffs that took place in quarantine. Braden Point scored his playoff best 14th goal as the Lightning beat out the Dallas Stars 2-0. It's the team's second championship in franchise history.
The gauntlet that you have to run to hoist this trophy is unbelievable, and never more unbelievable than this year. These guys have been away from home for more than 2 months. This has been the ultimate team effort. This Stanley Cup run will go down in the record books as perhaps the hardest run of all times.
Now, no fans were allowed inside the stadium in Edmonton, Alberta, making a weird atmosphere there. But check out the celebrations in Tampa Bay, Florida tonight.
Oh, it looks like the energy was still pretty high in there despite no fans.
it is weird when you see the video of them having to pump fake noise into there when there's no people in there. But yeah, at least sports is back. That's the good thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to them. Coming up on KITV4 Island News tonight, business owners are changing the way they do things.
Yeah, they're hitting the road and hoping to reach some new customers.
Plus, a Jurassic coaster is taking flight at Universal Studios. We'll give you a sneak peek. Those stories and much more coming up on KITV4 Island News tonight.
Laiui Kahulukula here from Good Morning Hawaii. Now, with the presidential election just over a month away, voters aren't the only ones paying attention. Scammers are using the opportunity to make phony political fundraising calls. So tomorrow we talk with the Better Business Bureau on how to make sure your donation actually gets its way to the candidates. That's all coming up tomorrow right here on Good Morning Hawaii.
Imagine comfort. The comfort of stressless.
We are in a time of crisis right now. In the midst of unprecedented fear and uncertainty, we have to start looking for opportunities to create some hope. It's going to take a lot of very talented men and women to run this city, given where we are and where we need to go. I am a leader. I know how to lead. What I bring to this job is somebody who can bring a team and a heart to do all the right things by the people of this state. So I humbly ask you for your vote.
Whether you're a professional or a weekend warrior, you are only as good as your clubs. Come to Pro-Am Golf to try our new PXG fitting suite to match you up with the right set of clubs. And our personal instructors will help perfect your technique. We are the largest locally owned dealer of golf equipment in Hawaii with competitive pricing, selection, and Hawaii's only repair shop open 7 days a week. Easy and convenient parking on Kapiolani Boulevard next to McKinley Car Wash. We are sure you won't want to go anywhere else than Pro-Am Golf.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 643-2058.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 643-2058.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 643-2058.
Millions of people in this country suffer from something we call venous insufficiency. There are many symptoms, but the most serious are darkened skin in the lower leg and skin breakdown, something called venous ulceration. Ulcers do not stay healed with wound care alone. Evaluation and treatment of the venous circulation is imperative. Here at Vein Clinics of Hawaii, we offer safe and effective vein treatments to correct circulation problems and get you back on your feet again. Call today or visit us at veinclinicsofhawaii.com.
We've got a tranquil night in store for us as our winds will be down, and for many areas we'll see clearing skies. On satellite imagery, those leeward areas that did see the afternoon clouds developing will see those skies clear as our night goes on. For windward areas, it would normally see some clouds and some showers. Not a whole lot in the way of clouds or moisture headed our way, and so even for those windward areas, expected to be relatively quiet as well. Just an isolated shower or two in the overnight hours. We did see those clouds develop over interior sections and leeward spots today. Take a look back. We'll take you through the day on the Big Island. From Mauna Kea, you can see after a sunny start to the day, more clouds moving in over the top of the island. And once again, we'll repeat that pattern as sea breezes help to push in those clouds a little bit later in the day. Right now, as we take a check of current conditions in Honolulu, on the quiet side, still on the warm side though as well, 82 degrees in town with those winds only at 7 miles an hour. Winds will stay light throughout the night tonight and into tomorrow. As we take a look at the forecast, over the next few hours, we are looking at fairly quiet night, partly cloudy conditions for windward areas, for leeward spots, very tranquil and mostly clear overnight, leading to a sunny start to our island weather tomorrow. Once again, we will see some afternoon clouds and the possibility of a few afternoon showers over leeward sections later in the day. Back to you.
Laura Schweizer here. Here's what's trending tonight: COVID, wildfires, and politics. COVID-19 continues to be trending on all platforms, but on Yahoo, an article titled "I'm Still as Sick as I Was Back Then" is trending tonight. It's a detailed account from individuals who contracted the virus, survived, and are still living with symptoms months later. Check out this video that's trending tonight on Facebook showing the devastating aftermath of the glass fire in Northern California. It's burned 11,000 acres of the state's famous wine vineyards in Napa and Sonoma counties. An article about former Hawaii resident Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson endorsing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is also trending tonight on Facebook. The Rock also posted this video that's still trending tonight on his Instagram, a conversation he had with Biden and Harris discussing the importance of voting.
There's an attempt to delegitimize the vote, delegitimize absentee ballots, delegitimize voting by mail. So we have to make sure the American people aren't demoralized into not voting. Your vote will count. Begin to plan now.
That's what's trending tonight. I'm Laura Schweizer.
All right, thanks, Laura. Well, school's back in session. Of course, we want to honor those who have accepted the noble cause, or Namea Pono, of guiding our keiki during these uncertain times. If you know an educator who has gone above and beyond their job description, share their story with us at KITV.com/Namea. And speaking of keiki, new tonight, with our kids still doing their distance learning, some local businesses are teaming up to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, we know it's hectic in a lot of those households out there. And check this out. They created Keiki Desk, their small portable desk made out of a durable material that's lightweight, water-resistant cardboard, and they're working with schools to give out 2,000 of them. Pretty cool. The people behind it say during these tough times, a lot of families just can't afford furniture right now, and this is really filling a big need in our community.
With a lot of the students being at home, we found out that there's a need for actual desk, that some of these students are studying at home, and because they have multiple kids in the house or multiple people in the house, there's not a whole lot of space for them to do work on their laptop or work at all.
And you know, we don't just report the news, we always have to test it out for ourselves, right? So our photographer Sue came back with this one right here. So yeah, we're gonna set it up right here.
So simple yet so important and and needed.
And you know, they say that it is water resistant. You know, a lot of kids you know, spill stuff on it, but you know, we'll just put it up there. Yep, there we go. We got the got it right up here. Perfect, ready to go.
You're gonna start using that daily now, I'm sure. Maybe
exactly, yeah. I'm gonna stack the show right here, yeah.
Nice, that's a great idea. I love it. Well, thanks so much for tuning in tonight to Hawaii's only hour-long 6 p.m. newscast.
Yeah, and you can connect with us with liking us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also find us on KITV4 Island News on Roku, or download our app. I might have to plop the iPad up here to download it. But meanwhile, we'll see you back here tonight at 10.
Aloha.
KITV4 Island News, honored with the Edward R. Murrow Award for breaking news. Weather and traffic on Good Morning Hawaii.
Adversity does not define me.
But my actions do.
Life has changed.
But it's still beautiful. We stand together in our hearts.
So aloha lives until we meet again.
We are Hawaii.
We can beat COVID-19. Whether you're looking to revamp or renew your flooring, commercial or residential, with our teams of experts and state-of-the-art dustless system, we can get started on your project much sooner than the other guys. Just ask the flooring specialists. Over 100 different flooring options designed to fit almost any budget. We'll guide you through every step of the way. Visit our showroom or schedule your free in-home estimate at HawaiiHardwoodInc.com or call us today at 808-842-7755. Flooring Specialist is a licensed contractor, license C33719.
Can our business make it back?
Will our savings see us through? Can our home equity help with the bills?
We're here with real answers. Our bankers worked around the clock to help save more than 47,000 jobs in Hawaii. Now, let's talk about you. Make your appointment today at asbhawaii.com. American Savings Bank.
Look at us. That's me. Oh, wow.
Take keeping in touch to the next level with Hawaiian Telcom. Start with fiber fast internet, then add Premier for peace of mind and get whole home Wi-Fi, internet security, and premium tech support.
You think they'll come?
Sign up for 500 meg fiber internet with TV for just $59.99 and get Premier free for 1 month.
Hey, remember us?
When we connect, memories happen.